some sickness. Sometimes he has to fail. I forgot the name of.
Faints?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In some from the mountains, you know. But after this, he was okay. But sometimes it's happened when he have to. And some stuff we put in this train when the train stopped. Mom put me in this train, my grandfather, and then she and her stepmother left because train went, and she thought that my mom don't like her. She left her special, and she started crying without stuff, without alone. So we went to a big town that was a big stop, and more time for the stop. Took everything from this train. Mom left me with my grandfather. She was, of course, afraid because he can become sick in a lot of stuff. Everything was for us valuable because we were poor, this time. And it was a time that were a lot of people who thieves, everybody want to survive. It was very hard circumstances, so it was dangerous. But she returned and to take her stepmother. And they came here and they stopped crying that everything is okay. And I remember this. This I remember because I was 8 years old.
Probably very scary.
Yeah.
And with your grandparents and your mother, would you guys speak in Russian or in Ukrainian or in Yiddish or?
They speak Russian.
Yeah.
Of course, they know Ukrainian.
Right.
And I know Ukrainian also. And my grandfather know Yiddish.
Right.
Yiddish. He even teach me. He even teach me to write, to read. But when he died, nobody teach me, and I forgot, of course.
Right.
But when we came to America, we came first to Ohio, Youngstown, Ohio.
Yeah.
And
you tell me that. Sorry.
yeah. And some people met us, very friendly, very warm, amazing. And they start to speak to us, but I never teach English. My son also doesn't know English. And they speak, and we couldn't answer. And they tried, they want to ask, they want to tell us something. Nobody. Then one of them, a volunteer in Jewish center, he started to speak Yiddish. And I never speak Yiddish, but my mom wants to tell me something that my son will not understand. He speaks to me in Yiddish, So I understand Yiddish, but I never speak. And then, when it was necessary, I start to speak. And my son, Mom, what language do you speak? He couldn't understand. But in these circumstances, I start to speak.
It in was Youngstown, Ohio.
In Yiddish.
That's where you learned spontaneously to speak Yiddish.
Yeah, it's from, I don't know, from inside of me.
Right.
And the people who met us were more happy than me. Yeah.
What year did you come to Ohio?
We came in January 5th, 1993. But it was a very hard way. We went from Vinnytsia. When I graduated from college, I was sent to Vinnytsia for work. And not Malin, I forgot Malin already, it was a long time ago. We went from Vinnytsia to Kiev. From Kiev, we went, it was a stop in Switzerland, and then to New York. From New York to Pittsburgh, and from Pittsburgh to Youngstown. It was in one day.
Oh, wow.
So it was terrible, hard. We were very, tired. So, and I start remind Yiddish word.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Who Who in your family did you come with? How many family members?
Just my son.
Oh, just the two of
Just
you.
my son, because I was divorced with my husband. He lives in Los Angeles, in California.
Your
He
son?
went. He went here before us.
Okay.
He
Your
had
husband or your son?
my husband,
And-
my ex-husband. Yes, he has two sisters there.
Okay.
I'm friendly with them, but not with him.
What's your son's name?
What?
What's your son's name?
Michael,
Michael. Okay. And how old was Michael in '93 when you came here?
he 93, 28.
28. Okay.
28.
Okay.
He was an engineer in Russia. He's educated and very handy, but he couldn't get to college here because we have to work. We have to have money paid for rent and everything. And I'm very sorry that he doesn't become American education.
He didn't get an American education.
He didn't.
Yeah. Well, it's hard when you're 28 and you have to support.
He have to work.
Yeah.
He have to make a living.
Yeah.
You know, the people we live in Ohio 2 years. Very friendly, very warm people. They make for us a lot. My son also, when he didn't work since 5 months, he couldn't find no English. And it's a small town, you know. When I recognized that we have to go to Youngstown, I went to the library. I opened the encyclopedia and look for Youngstown. It was many factories, different kind. We were very sure that we came, we will have a job there, you know. But we came, everything went from Youngstown. It became a dead town, everything. The factories, nobody works there, just old people live in Youngstown. In a very cheap, like now, apartment very cheap because nobody wants to live there, no job, nobody can work, and you know. So in 2 years we went to New York.
New York.
What were your first, other than Youngstown, not be- you know, there not being jobs and stuff? What were your first impressions of America when you got here? And do you remember anything about the food or anything, and how it compared to food in Ukraine?
Could you repeat, please? Maybe I don't understand.
Like when you first got to America, or actually on the whole journey from Kiev via Switzerland to New York to Ohio. Do you remember anything about what you ate, and do you remember what your first impressions of food were?
Who?
You, what you guys...
No,
I mean,
but
it's pretty-
about food.
Yeah, any food...
Yes, it was I was amazed. I was amazed when we came to supermarket. I saw clean chicken, and they so cheap.
Yeah.
It was 15 cents a pound, you know.
Yeah.
I was amazed because last time in Ukraine was empty stores. We stay in the line to buy some bones. And we cook the bones and we have some soup, you know, and was happy that we bought this because we stayed a long line to reach it, you know. And here, and I wrote a letter to my colleagues that there is a communism which we want to build in the Soviet Union. So here is a communism because everything is for us. We get help, and it was enough with these prices which we can afford.
So did it change the way that you would cook when you had all of these ingredients available in the U.S.? You changed your recipes a little bit?
I don't know, but they had hard time at that time. They had hard
Who
time.
did?
My colleagues, my friends who left in Ukraine,
Oh, yeah.
they had very hard times.
But when you came to the U.S. and you saw now you can buy chicken so cheap, did you change your old recipes? Did your cooking change?
Recipes?
That's what I mean.
No,
Like,
I use my recipes,
same
which I
cooking.
know, which I know.
so
Yes.
you didn't change anything when you
No,
came to the
no,
U.S.
no.
to this
Now
day?
I can do something else, But before, of course, I didn't change some recipes. I didn't know.
But I mean,
I couldn't buy prepared American food. I couldn't buy it. It was expensive.
Yeah.
When you prepare, it's much cheaper,
Right.
but I mean, like the same recipes that you made before, did you change them a little bit?
A
Because,
little bit,
yes,
a
because new
little
things
bit.
were available
Yes,
or some things we
we
couldn't
always like chicken with the skin.
find.
It was for us amazing that we have to throw out. Now I don't use it, of course, but before we like it.
That's where all the flavor is.
Yes, it's for example. We have to remind also. Now try not to eat a lot of, some fat food. Less bread, less cookies. I remember
So
my
before you had
son.
to queue up for bread, and now you avoid. Now you try and avoid
I'm
eating bread.
looking for whole wheat bread.
You've become a yuppie.
Yes.
Alright.
I remember my son eat cookies when we came. We were not very hungry, but we can see buy anything, some cookies. So I brought a package with cookies, and I remember how he ate a whole package with the cookies,
Wow, yeah, you would.
a young man. And
Do you remember when you were a kid in Ukraine what your favorite food to eat was when you were growing up?
what can I remember the time when we came from evacuation. My mom went to work in pharmacy, and for her was possible to buy. Was gematogen. I don't know if you know. It's made from blood, and it's very healthy, especially this time when people came from evacuation who suffer in Ukraine. It makes people more healthier. And then
Can you say it one more time?
The word?
Gimaguten.
gematogen. I don't know the name
Okay.
here.
Is it like a
I
blood
ne-
sausage?
Yes,
kind of
it's
thing?
a chocolate. Looks like chocolate.
Okay, like black pudding maybe?
Yeah.
In England?
Yes, there is blood inside.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was like a chocolate.
Okay.
Looks
Solid.
like chocolate.
Yeah, I think
Looks
have
like
you
chocolate.
heard of black pudding? Is that what it's called? I think it's a thing in the UK where I'm from called. I haven't eaten it, but it's called black pudding, and it's made. It sounds a bit similar.
I tell
think.
you another thing. The fish oil,
Mhm.
it was liquid fish oil, and not everybody can reach it in pharmacy because it was less. But my mom, where she works, can
She had access to it.
she has this possibility, yes. But I couldn't feel the smell of this.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's in some
Tablet?
tablet, it's different.
Yeah.
But it was liquid, and I couldn't afford. But no way. My mom prepared the fried potatoes
Now you're talking.
on this oil,
Oh,
and I went
that's
from our home. Then it became cold, and she